All right. How's everybody doing out there?
Hey guys.
We are back from our 8-night Southern Caribbean cruise.
Plus an extra couple nights in Florida.
Yeah, yeah, we flew down like 2 days early. Well, day
Thursday
and a
night.
half early.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we got in at like 2:30 in the morning.
yeah, we got
And it was
in very late,
yeah.
uh, or very early Friday morning. Sail away was Saturday. We talked to you guys right before that.
Mhm.
And we got back in this past Sunday, and then had another day in Florida before our flight back home, just because that's the way it worked out with the tickets. It's the way they were cheapest. Flying on Sunday was not going to be uh, affordable, so we stuck around a day. Got home late last night, went back to work today, and
Now I feel like I've never been on a cruise
yeah,
because we're back at it.
back to the grind.
Yeah.
Yep, the daily grind of everything you got to do. But we
You
are back home.
and we promised
Yep,
that we would update everybody.
yep.
Yes.
But I will say it's good to be back home, where I'm 100% in control of my food and what I eat and what's in front of me every day. Right?
Mm, I've missed the good yummy meat. I haven't had pork belly in a long time, so I'm gonna have to have
It's
some.
been a little while.
I'm gonna have to
Yeah,
make some this week.
that's for
Or
sure.
you're gonna have to make some this week. I mean, let's be
Yeah.
honest, you make it.
I'll have to see if we've got any in the freezer.
Oh,
Oh,
yes,
sure.
good check. No,
Catastrophe.
I know now I want to get up and look, but I can't. So I'll
Yeah.
wait until this is over and then I'll go look.
All right. So before the cruise, we did a live stream, our first live stream,
Yeah.
messed it all up.
Well, we're
Had,
still very new at this. It's
yeah, I had to
okay.
download it and then re-upload it to
Because you put
the
it on the
channel.
wrong
I put it on the
channel.
wrong channel. But yeah, that was a good job.
Learning experience.
Anyway, so we came on here and we committed to doing our best, and that told you that we were going to come back after our cruise and let you know how we did.
Good, bad, ugly.
Good, bad, or ugly.
Yeah.
Well, we got some good, some bad, and some ugly, probably. So, ah,
Where do you want to start?
where do you want to start? Well, I will say that for the first 3 days, most of 3 days, we did pretty good. Would you agree?
Yes.
Yes, I would agree. For the first 3 days of the cruise, we did really well, and it can be a little bit difficult. I'm going to be honest with you. You know, before we went on this cruise, I was talking to a guy at a meetup, and he's like, "Oh, you're going to love the cruise. You're going to love the cruise. There's all kinds of meat to eat." And um, well, not so much.
Well, there were things that we could have done, but we didn't know to
Yeah,
do them. And so we're also going to tell you about that little thing because at dinner I didn't know that we could do
yeah,
certain things, which I mean I could say now or I can wait until we kind of get through this. So
yeah, um,
and that was helpful for
yeah.
me.
So basically, at the buffet, whatever cruise ship it is, they've got a variety of food. There's lots of meats, but the question becomes, how much is just straight meat? And
Well, you can't obsess over that. So
yeah,
see,
well, I mean, you can't obsess. You're not going to be able to obsess anytime that you go out to eat too much about, okay, did they use seed oils? Did they do
right.
this or that or the other? You know, those sausages. What in the world is in those sausages? Who knows? You know. Well, I'm
I
a
ate the
little,
bacon, which
yeah,
was undercooked a lot, but
yeah.
I still ate it.
The bacon was always fairly floppy,
Yeah.
uh, not well cooked.
Mm.
I ate a lot of the sausages, the breakfast sausages, because I don't always do well with eggs. So
I ate the eggs.
yeah,
Lots of
I gotta
eggs.
avoid them.
Yes.
But I mean, for breakfast, you've got sausage, you've got eggs, you've got bacon,
Bacon.
Sometimes they'll have a carving station, maybe carving up some ham or something along
I
those
didn't
lines.
see that too many times in the morning, though.
Yeah. Um, and I think that was probably our biggest takeaway was that if we went to the buffet, you could probably get enough meat and didn't have to worry about it.
Mhm. I
So
ate lunch one day, and they had meat on a stick that was excellent,
yeah, that was good. A
and it
little,
was tender. That was probably the best thing that I had at the buffet the entire week.
yeah. And of course, they've
I only
always
saw it the one time though too, but
they always have hamburgers and hot dogs and
the
things like
hamburgers were
that.
pretty
So
good
yeah,
too.
the hamburgers were okay. Who
Yeah.
knows what's in them? Who knows if they're 100% beef? But
Yeah, Corey had me thinking that,
you
I
got to
was
do
eating a veggie burger or something, and I was like, "Wait, what?" I was like, "This tastes really good. This can't be a veggie burger." And so he went back over there and was like, "Oh, no, no, it looks like
yeah. There was a
that."
sign above the hamburgers, and I saw a veggie burger, and I was like, I think that said veggie burgers. I'm gonna have to go check. So I went back and checked, and no, veggie burgers are available on request. So
Yeah.
yeah, so we didn't inadvertently eat a veggie burger. Um, but in the main dining room, it got to be a little bit more difficult, and so we can talk about that. Appetizers, most of the time, you had something that
Mhm.
that was strictly carnivore. Um,
Or mostly that you can
or
eat
mostly, yeah,
mostly
I
out of
mean,
it. Like
first
shrimp cocktail.
shrimp cocktail,
Yeah,
yeah.
they had l
Escargot,
yeah, the
yeah,
shrimp had lettuce in it, so you don't eat the lettuce,
yeah.
you just eat the
I mean,
shrimp.
you don't need the
Eh
cocktail sauce,
yeah.
but, I had escargot, which is snails and butter
I tried it for the
and
first time and ate it.
and cheese,
Yeah,
and so
yeah,
it was okay. I mean, snails were not particularly tasty even with all the garlic and butter and cheese. They were still kinda tasteless, but, kinda like, you know,
but you stuck to your,
little mini clams or something.
they were not mini clams. No, I happen to love clams. They
Okay.
were I don't they were like a squishy mushroom, like
Mm,
or a chewy mushroom or something like that. I
eh,
don't know.
eh,
Anyway,
escargot.
yeah.
Oui, oui. Yes.
We did it, we
Uh,
tried it, and hey, you know what?
tried it
It
once.
was edible.
They had it quite a few nights on the cruise, but I didn't have it
Mhm.
any other nights.
I did have one. I had one from your plate and then one from our grandson. He's like, "Nona, you want an escargot?" I was like, "Sure." So I ate it.
Um, now the entrees, that can be a little bit challenging at times. Um, they had a strip steak, but what they call a steak is not what I would call a steak.
It was very thin.
Very thin. It was maybe a quarter inch thick. Um, I would say it may make it to 4 ounces, if that, probably closer to 3. They were not very big. Uh,
Mine were bigger than yours.
yeah, or the first night,
She
mine was
said.
very small. Um, and I was like, "Well, that's not gonna do it." Not when we're used to eating, 1-pound ribeyes, as often as not, so
But what we did find out from the head waiter was that we could ask for it naked, and that meant that they would double the meal. So a lot of times I asked for it naked, and so I would get 2 pieces of meat and no veggies and
yeah,
no starch. However, more times than not, they put gravy on it,
yeah,
and so you had to scrape the gravy off. But at the same time, I got, more meat that way instead of the other stuff with it.
right,
And it took a few days to even know that that was an option,
yeah,
and so now that at that point when I knew that it was an option, I that's how I ordered my dinner every night in the main dining room.
yeah, and so, uh, let's see, we were eating dinner every night with family, so we also had the bread basket that always goes on the table, and so and then, of course, the dessert offerings as well, so, like I said, the first 3 nights, we did pretty good.
Yes.
Um, I think we did order the first night I ordered the
Cheese
cheese
the
plate,
cheese
yeah,
plate.
and so that was, a treat for me because I hadn't had cheese in quite some time, um,
Mhm.
and then we kind of started to deviate a bit.
Well, and what I found was that, the first few days, I would be able to take a bite of dessert, maybe 2, cover it up, and move it away, and I was good. Didn't need it, didn't want it, it was just to kinda see what it was like. But as it progressed, I started eating more and more of the dessert, and by the end of the cruise, I was eating a full dessert.
Right.
So that to me was a learning experience because I can't do it little by little, it just turns into excess. And, when they say that you're addicted to carbs or you're a food addict and, that it's an addiction, that rang true
Yeah.
because I felt that the more I did that, even a little bit, the more I craved stuff and the more I wanted stuff. Whereas I didn't really have cravings prior to that
Yeah.
at all.
And kind of part of what we're doing on these cruises is also, um, for our travel vlogging, and so the food is kind of important in that, and you kinda have to give some kind of review, but, uh, it's a little bit more difficult when you have, a carb addiction where moderation just really, as hard as you try, doesn't always work, so,
Well, and the drinking didn't help either.
yeah, well, and that's the other thing, uh,
We had the drink package, so
yeah,
I
and
probably consumed more calories with the
that
liquid
was
than I did with the sugar.
right, and all that stuff was purchased before we started Carnivore,
Yes. Yes.
along with a 3-night, specialty dining package where we had, of course, family and everything else, that, we're planning to go out to eat together and eat at different restaurants on the ship. So and that's really where our difficulty started, because the first night our first specialty dining night was at, Hibachi,
Mhm.
and,
I did okay.
yeah, did did okay, but, there's still rice and, vegetables and everything else all over it, and it's
Right.
all cooked in soybean
And then
oil
the miso
and
soup.
yeah, miso and your tofu and or
I didn't eat
whatever.
I didn't eat the tofu. I gotta draw a
And
line somewhere.
so all that stuff, and that kinda started, and then it just kinda progressed from there, and each night got a little bit worse and a little bit worse, and,
As far
uh,
as our choices
yeah,
went.
as far as the choices, I tried to make good choices, uh, for breakfast and for lunch as often as not. Uh, I definitely made much better choices as far as, uh, alcohol consumption goes.
Mm,
Because I've always loved, pina coladas and things like that, and, that was kinda my downfall, the last cruise that we took, is I was drinking a lot of frozen and fruity drinks, and,
that's when you
I
weren't
did
feeling
not
good.
do that this trip. I
Yeah.
had maybe 1 or 2, so, I'd say that's a lot better.
Yes, and I did better in my drinks as well, except for my birthday. I had 1 frozen drink, and it was on my birthday, and it was a Bailey's Colada that had milk and stuff in it with chocolate, like a chocolate syrup rim. Oh my god. It was so good, but I only had the 1. And after that, I was like, "Oh, this is kinda heavy in my stomach. I don't want any more." And I didn't go to Sprinkles very much. Yeah, I went to Sprinkles twice out of the entire cruise. That's huge for me. I'm an ice cream chocolate addict. And so I only had it twice. And the second one that I had, I only ate the top because it was leaking. It was so gross and sticky. I was like, I don't even want this. And I threw it away. So I had 1.5 ice cream cones.
Yeah.
So
I did not go to Sprinkles at all, so, uh, um,
sounds like we did bad, but
yeah,
wait until the end when
please.
we tell you the real truth and you'll see where we're at.
Yeah. Um, so needless to say, after 8 days and eating, at 3 different specialty restaurants. One, we knew that there was no way, no matter what we did, we were not gonna be able to get out of there. Uh,
That was the last one.
yeah, the last one, that we
Yeah.
went to because the food was just there was no not even an option to get just, a meat serving. So,
Right, right, but we
uh,
did order the short rib.
yeah,
So, I mean, we did we did actually get meat, but there was other things
there
with
was
it.
a lot of other things with it, yeah, so, um, anyway, so, takeaway, I would say, in my view, if you're going on a cruise, uh, you may try the main dining room if there's something on the menu that you really want.
And remember to order it naked, and then you get the double meat portion with nothing else, and you could also tell her, "Hey, please no gravy or gravy on the side," or something.
Right? Uh, Otherwise, in my view, I think the buffet is gonna be your best choice because there's always meat there,
It's more variety for you.
more variety. A lot of times they'll have a carving station of some kind, so they're carving a ham or a roast or, you
Mhm.
know, steamboat round or whatever it was
Right.
that they had, which unfortunately was not very good, I didn't think. Um,
Yeah, I mean,
but, yeah, your
take it for
eggs,
what
your
it's worth.
bacon, your sausage. They pretty much got you covered for breakfast, and there were always hot dogs and hamburgers and things like that as well. Uh, so we've got another cruise in end of January. Uh, that's
No drink
that's our
package.
takeaway. Yep, we don't have a drink package. We don't have a specialty dining package for that one.
No.
It is going to be 100% work. Uh,
No work cruise?
Work cruise, so, we're gonna focus and try to conserve our time as well. That's another thing that you find in the main dining room is that dinner's like an hour and a half to 2 hour,
Yes.
ordeal.
Yes.
Um, Whereas, you know, with us as carnivores, it's like, okay, sit down with my steak, 10 minutes,
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah, get in,
Get
get
on
out.
to get in, get
Eat your
out, get
meat.
on to something else.
Yeah.
There's not so much of a focus on food. Whereas you sit down in any restaurant or dining room,
Yeah.
um,
You got every course,
yeah, you've got every course and you've got all that stuff in front of you. And
and you're almost expected to order every course.
right. But you can always say, okay, well, uh, I know I'm not going to get much on any of these courses, so I'll order 2 shrimp cocktails or, you know, 2 steaks
I
like
did
we
that.
did. Yeah.
It was a lobster night,
Yeah.
and
Lobster night. We had a lobster tail and a steak. So,
well, you had the meat. I just ordered it naked, and all I had was the steak and the lobster. It was awesome. I had nothing with it.
yeah,
Oh, drawn butter, and I asked for
drawn
butter,
butter. Yeah.
so that was a win for me. It's good.
So, if you don't want to be around all that food for an extended period of time and maybe just go to the buffet,
Yeah, and you're still
grab
having
your food.
troubles with the cravings or, the willpower and the determination, because it did, especially having a couple of drinks, it's not gonna help with that,
Yeah.
staying strong. And so that was something that we experienced. So we're here to tell you that yeah, you can still make good choices out of it all, but it'll be harder,
Yeah.
much harder.
And so I think the biggest takeaway is that, yeah, that there may be situations like that that come up. But what do you do with it? Are you going to beat yourself up over it? Are you going to say, well, I'm just, I'm done. I can't follow this diet. No, that's not going to do you any good.
Tomorrow's another day,
Tomorrow's another day.
or the
And
next meal's another meal,
yeah, exactly. Don't put it off till tomorrow. That's a mistake I see far too many people doing. Well, I've screwed up today. Today's shot. I'll just eat whatever I want for the rest of the day, and then I'll start tomorrow. No, get back on it as soon as you can. As soon as we got off that ship, we said, "All right,
Oh, yeah.
we're cracking down. We're going back,
Mm.
and taking control over what we eat again.
Yep. So breakfast on Sunday morning was for me eggs and bacon, and then lunch was hamburger,
Yeah,
and then dinner was a nice steak.
yeah,
And it made me like remember how much I enjoy eating this way.
yeah,
I do.
yeah. So we got back Sunday, and since then, no alcohol.
No.
No, don't drink any other time. That's pretty much that's our rule for sure. Is it?
Well, that's your rule. I will occasionally
Okay.
have a drink,
Yeah.
but I do keep it to a very, very little minimum. And I did find a drink that had no sugars in it. Not that I am saying everybody should do this, but at least for that, it was just Bacardi, Pellegrino, and a little True Lime or lime and muddled in it.
Yeah.
So it didn't have any sweetness, which helped um, not have those cravings. Because once you taste the sweet, then you want the sweet all the time.
Yeah. So, um, so anyway, that's our plan.
Is it
Is
time
time for what?
to tell the raw truth, to tell the results? What do you
Uh,
guys think?
yeah. So a little bit over half our cruise, we were falling off the plan to some degree.
Mhm.
Um, you know, I mean, it comes right down to it. Alcohol's not carnivore anyway. Um,
No,
really shouldn't be, especially if
it's just
you're
not good for
trying to
you.
heal your body definitely if you're trying to lose excess weight. Uh, Alcohol is not going to help with that. It's going to be a hindrance. Um, but we all live our lives and we all make decisions that we make, and we have to live with the consequences and decide if we're going to continue doing that or make changes to improve ourselves. So,
Mhm. The important thing is to listen to your body too, because, you'll feel good or you won't feel good, and you'll know.
yep. And we experienced that. Yeah. So, all right. Now to the raw truth.
Who do you guys think did better, me or Corey? Or neither? Did we both do bad? Did we gain weight? Did we lose weight? Did we stay the same? I don't know. What do you think? I don't know.
All right. You go first.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, I always go first.
Okay. So when I left, I was down 17 pounds. And I got to my dad's house on Friday morning, or we got there Thursday really, really late. And in the morning, I used his scale and weighed myself, and I was actually up a pound. And so I was like, oh, well, we'll see if I need this later. And so I got really swollen. I wasn't drinking enough water. I wasn't drinking enough electrolytes. I was drinking other liquids that were not good for me quite a bit at the time. And so that was something that was new for me that I didn't like very much. I was very swollen, had a lot of inflammation. Um, but so when we got back and we got really strict, I've been drinking a lot of water and stuff, and we got home and I stepped on the scale this morning and I was exactly where I was where I left our house. So I was still down 17 pounds. I didn't lose and I didn't gain. And most of the inflammation I think is finally gone.
Yeah. And that was back on our scale essentially 2 days after we got off the cruise ship. So,
Right,
yeah.
because if I had weighed the day after, I probably would have been much heavier because I was still had a lot of inflammation, left from the food and the drinking, I think.
Yeah. And now for me. All right, I told you guys, where I was at before we left.
He gives you numbers.
I give you numbers, yeah. I was at 253, um, which is down, whatever it is, 54 pounds from when I started carnivore. A little bit more than that was my high. Um, and this morning I weighed 264. So I gained 11 pounds in that 8 days. And that's the way my body works.
But you'll lose
If
it fast.
I'll lose it fast. Yeah. I
I
mean,
won't
I'm
lose it
sure most
fast.
of it is water weight and inflammation and other stuff. Uh,
Bread.
Retained water. Yeah. I mean, I can remember from years ago uh, when I was dieting and my cheat day, I'd go to the movie theater and I'd eat popcorn and I'd gain 5 pounds just by eating popcorn. And I'd lose it in a couple of days, but that was still that's just the way my body reacts when I um, go off to any degree of my eating plan. So, yep. So we'll see where I'm at the end of the week.
Yeah. And I will say, other than the drinking, my downfall was the desserts, and I'm glad that they give small portions. 'Cause they didn't, I would ate more. But, I really for eating, the entrees and the appetizers and stuff, I really stayed away from the carbs, the rice, the breads, and all that stuff. It was the desserts that killed me.
Yeah.
That was the hardest for me, was that.
And I see a lot of people say a lot of different things. They're either it's the chips and the fries are what get them, or it's the sweets that get them. Me, uh, I'm an equal opportunity carboholic, so
Well, you were
whether
eating the
yeah,
bread.
bread, uh, you know, I didn't have any French fries or anything
No,
like that, but
no.
I did eat a little bit of a baked potato, and then the desserts, all that adds up, and it's bad news for me, and I just have to stay away from it. So, all right, guys. Well, doesn't look like anybody's watching us, but this live stream will be up for you guys to enjoy, and we will catch up with you either later on this week or sometime next week. Let you know how things are going.
And just remember, if you do have a bad day, an off day, or you do fall off that wagon, it's okay. Just get up and get back on it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is a journey,
Mhm.
That's why we're Carnivore Journey Crew, is because we're on a journey,
Yeah.
and sometimes you'll take a side road and get distracted, or you'll take a detour that you shouldn't, and but you can always backtrack, get back on the road that you need to be on, and continue down this road because we're all working towards better health and improving our lives and the way we feel and our health and everything else. So,
Yeah. And if you ever need help or support, reach out to us.
yeah,
We're here. We're learning with you. We're
we
doing it right there with you. We're not perfect, but we're going to do the best we can. And that's all we can do.
that's right. We're going to do the best we can. If we stumble and fall, we're going to get right back up and continue doing what we're doing.
And we're going to tell you about it and
And
hold
we're going to
ourselves
tell you about it.
accountable.
Yep. And we hold ourselves accountable on it. If we disappear, well, then that's a problem. But if we're here every week like we're trying to be, then you're going to see everything that goes on with us and see our progress. And hopefully there's someone out there that gets inspired by our stories and sees that, just
Just
real
regular,
people,
yeah.
real people are doing this. It's not we're not Supermen. We're not uh, anything special. Um,
I'm special.
okay, but we're just normal, everyday people that are
Yes.
trying to follow this way of eating to
For health and
for our health,
to
because we're not getting any younger.
no.
Uh, but we're going to start feeling younger.
That's right.
Yeah.
We are. So put in the comments if you want to share anything with us, some of your small wins, your big wins, or maybe whatever else you want to share with us. We'd love to hear it and love to see it.
Yep. And if you haven't done so already, please give this video a thumbs up. We do our best to put out stuff that's interesting, personal, and just laying it all out there for you guys. So let us know that you enjoy it or that you get something out of it, whether you enjoy it or not, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. And, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. So if we are on live or doing something, that you'll be notified and you won't miss out on anything.
Yeah.
You'll know.
You'll know what's going on with this, but uh I guess that covers just about everything.
I know
You got anything else to
we're
say?
at 30 minutes. Hopefully
Wow.
they'll keep
Yeah.
their
I don't know if
attention
we've ever
span.
gone this long
No, I
before.
think we should shut up now.
Yeah, I think it's time to shut up. All right, you guys,
Good luck
have a great day, morning, evening, whatever it is for
to
you.
you.
Good luck on your journey. And remember, s-
Okay.
stay
Stay
strong,
strong.
stay
Stay
motivated,
motivated.
and eat meat.
Motivated. Yeah. 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 And eat your meat.
Eat your meat. Catch you next time.
Bye,
Bye,
guys.
guys.